Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this tutorial is on this eye look here, and it's using the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is an amazing palette. If you don't have it and you're looking for a new palette, it's a palette to go to. It is just so pigmented, so creamy. The only thing is there a lot of fallout, but I can totally deal with that. That's fine. Yeah, so if you want to see how I achieved this look, keep on watching. Also, on a side note, yesterday I found out that I had made it to the long list for best beauty blog in Ireland, and so I have the link to vote over on my Facebook, and I would be super appreciative if you guys would head over and vote. I'm up against like crazy big bloggers: Pippa, Sosumi, Rosie Conley, Shapes and Shadows, The Beautiful Truth, huge bloggers. So even if I made it onto the short list, I would be over the moon, absolutely mind-boggled. I'm mind-boggled as it is that I even got it onto the long list, but making the short list would just be so cool. So yeah, if you didn't mind voting, it only takes 2 seconds. I'm under the best beauty blog and it's under Rebecca Dwell Makeup. And yeah, send me a picture if you voted. Yeah, so now to the video. Okay, so to get started, I've just drawn in my eyebrows really quickly off camera, and I've just carved out the underneath of them. So with the Catrice concealer in 010, you can get these like in pennies. I'm going to just apply this to my lid, and this is going to act as my primer. So just applying this all over the lid. And then I just like to pat it in and make sure it's all even on the lid. Now I'm just going to set that all over with a neutral shadow. And as I said in my previous tutorial, setting your concealer on your eye will stop the shadow from creasing and moving throughout the day, so you'll get longer wear out of your eye look. So the palette that we're using on the eyes today is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. So with a big fluffy brush, this is Buff and Blend BB08. I'm going to go into my first shade, and it is Golden Ochre, which is this one here. And I'm just popping that into the crease and blending over. And as before, just building it up until the colour intensity is what you want. Going back in for more product if needed, and going in again. Now don't be afraid to really wing it out, because we are going with the wing in this look, so we will be cleaning up the edges to leave a sharp finish. You just want to make sure your product gets carried out the whole way out. Then going in with our second shade, which is this one here, on the same brush. This time we're not bringing it up as far into the crease, so we don't want to be bringing it up and covering our transition shade. We just want it being blended into it. And I'm also not bringing it as far into the corner of the eye. Okay, so dropping down a brush size, we're going with something a little bit smaller. And we're now going into Red Ochre, which is this shade here. So what I like to do is I like to pat most of the colour on the outside of the eye. And when there's little or no product left on the brush, that's when I like to blend it into the crease. And then go back in with our fluffy brush and just blend out any of the harsh edges. And if you want to build up the product a little bit more, just go with more product, place it down. And blend it out. So then with a little bit of concealer, we're just going to roughly carve out a light cut crease to the front. Now we don't need anything too harsh because it is kind of a softer eye, but it's just so the glitter will stand out. And then just past the end so it blends into our shadow. And then taking a little brush, going into this shade here, which is Primavera. We're going to take a good bit of that on the brush. And then pop it over the concealer. Now I haven't set this concealer because I want it to cling on to the product so we get more of a pigment payoff. And then as the same with the concealer, when we get closer to our shadows, we just pat it and that will naturally give it a blend. Okay, so now taking a small pencil brush and this shade here, we are going to darken the outer corner. So a little bit of product. And then we are just going to tap it down where we want a little bit more depth. So I kind of like a little outer V to the outer corner, and I just like to tap it so I just like to tap it onto the eye and it will kind of blend itself for you. Okay, so a great way of doing liner is that you can clean up your shadow first and that kind of gives you the template, or you can do your liner and then clean up. But for today, I'm going to clean it up and then do my liner. So to do that, I'm going to use the Moxie pads, and this is what they look like. So that's them there. And in that packet, this is what they look like. So you just open them and then you have the little blue line. Then you just break it like that and all the liquid floats down to the bottom and is dripping everywhere. Okay, so now you can clean up your shadow. So from the bottom lash line, you just want to go straight out, and it is as easy as that. And then the same with the other eye, and then just clean it up. Super easy. So they're available in Pennies, pharmacies, online pharmacies, pretty much everywhere. But if you don't have them, you can just use your makeup wipes or anything like that. So for the liner, I'm going to use my all-time favorite liner, which is the Inglot 77. And then I'm going to drop some Duraline in it, which is also from Inglot. And this just helps the gel liner become a little bit more liquid-like and much easier to use. And with a teeny tiny little brush, we're just going to draw the wing. If you do want like an in-depth tutorial on how I do my wing liner, just leave a comment below and then I'll be able to video that for you guys. There we have our wing. So that's my two wings done. I'm just going to go and do my foundation off camera because I am going to film that separately and go into super detail on how I get my dewy day skin and then how I prefer my matte night skin as well. So at least you guys know how I do that and you can just keep referring back to that video. Yeah, so I'll be back in a sec. So that's my face done now. I have tried the L'Oreal Infallible Total Coverage. It's definitely matte. Definitely matte. So if you don't like matte foundation, this is not for you. But I'm going to try it out over the next week anyway. I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know on Snapchat, so make sure to follow me. So next step is now to go under the eye. So using the exact same shadows as we did on top of the eye, we're just going to bring them underneath the eye now. So the only colour I'm not going to go into is the darkest shade that we applied out here, because I just kind of want to keep it lighter on the... I kind of want to keep it lighter under the eye. So we're just doing the first 3 shades that we used. I lied, we are going to go in with the dark shade. So I just dropped brush size, and now I'm just going to keep it really close to the lash line. And then a bit of MAC Feline in the waterline. So just using some highlight then, I'm just going to pop it into the inner corner. This highlight that I'm using is from the Balm. It's in their highlight and contour palette. So on the inner corner of the eye and the brow bone. Okay, so I just popped on some mascara and lashes, and then I'm just going to use my all-time favourite go-to lip, which is the Huda Beauty in Trophy Wife. And so that is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed, got some tips. If you're going to recreate it, make sure to tag me in any of your photos. I would love, love, love to see them. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you have any suggestions and anything you want to see, make sure to leave them below. And if you like to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, that would make me so happy.